Welcome to Robert Pear's Photography. This is Robert Pears. I want to continue talking about working on the Infinity Flush wedding album. After we sat down and we've really got together some ideas, some thoughts of what you're looking for, I began working on the wedding album, drafting it together, and you will get a gallery page of the first draft. At that point, I encourage you to look at it and begin to give me feedback, and I then go into the second draft, and we'll go third draft, and sometimes we'll go through multiple drafts because we're trying to fine-tune it to get exactly what you want. Now, some things I do ask and would definitely help is if you want a photo changed or swapped out, please be aware of the type of photo. Is it a vertical or horizontal? And if you want a vertical change, make it a vertical, horizontal with a horizontal. So they're the same basic size, because otherwise it changes the whole layout and we have to go back into a redesign. And it's very common. Someone will come around with a horizontal, which is where it's longer on the horizontal balance, and I'll show you a picture in a minute. And it just changes everything. If you want a photo larger, again, it can impact the balance of the page, and we may have to go and do a redesign. So just be aware, it may seem like a small change, but even small changes, because we're trying to keep something balanced, can have a bigger impact on the total page. Now, cover designs, again, based on the album that you buy, there are different types of cover designs we can work on. Typically, most customers buy is, I'll call it the three-quarter leather, so that's leather bound, but the front page is a metallic picture, and it's a very beautiful finish. We take one of the pictures from your gallery that you've chosen. That becomes the cover, and beautiful picture done in a metallic finish. And that's the same picture that we'd use on the DVD cover case, and so everything kind of flows and blends together, and we can show you examples of that when you come into the studio. We have to discuss the edging, the sides of the page. They typically are not finished, but you can get them done with the black, silver, or gold. That does cost extra, but a lot of time we try to build that in. And any extra things that you will want. Changes, again, as each draft goes along, you can definitely come along and get back to me with changes that you want. Just be aware of the fact that major changes, or even sometimes small changes, can have a bigger impact, and I may have to do some redesign if it impacts the design of the whole page. You can add additional pages, as I said, and that is in the gallery. If you go to the cart and go to products, you can look and add additional pages. Can you change the layout? Yes, you can change the layout all the way up until the final agreement, until we have come and you said, look, this is the album I want, this is right, this is good, and you sign off. And at that point, I give you an email, I give you a statement, okay, here's exactly what we've agreed to, here's what's going to be done. And once you send an email saying, yes, I agree, I order the wedding album. It is outsourced, and it takes about a month for it to be made. Once it is outsourced, I can't pull it back. So that's why I like to go back and make sure that we have really worked together to get the way you want before I submit it. And so I'm more than glad to have you go through multiple drafts. I'm going to switch to Photoshop real quick again, and I'm going to bring up a bridge. And as you can see, what we have here are, if I go up here, a variety of different albums that we've done. And each of them have different layouts. And you can see that we can use some very classic one here where we have a black picture in the background, a black and white picture here with color around it. So again, looking at the design, you want it to flow together. Here we can accent it using the color here of the actual dresses of the bridal party. We can use here a variety of pictures which you have in multiple images we've done, and we kind of blend them together. So we can blend pictures together. We can add accents, color accents to the image. We can add, if you have a verse, a vow, or something else you want. Let's just bring this one up real quick. So we can add something here, and again, you can have, for example, here's the wedding cake ceremony, the cutting of the cake, and again, we can play around with that. So that's another option that you have. If I go to accents, you can add various floral. You can add, I've got actually, I can take bits of the flowers from your wedding. I was trying to find here somewhere I have a whole group of accents, but we can use cut out bits of the flower for your wedding. We can use ones that we already have in place. These are some of them. We have other various classic designs, and within Photoshop we have the ability to actually use templates from classical photographers, wedding photographers, designs they have, as well as various templates we have. So there's a variety of options you have. You can have, for example, here a black and white picture in the background with just part of it in color and accent with color pictures. There's so many things that we can do with a wedding album. But the important thing is that we create a balance. Here, for example, we have a black and white in the center, color on the side and so again, how many pictures? Well, here you can see we have 7 pictures. Here we have 10 pictures. So we can do variety. Here we've cut out part of the wedding dress and used it as part of the picture. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, technically 8 pictures in that one. Again, there are so many different options we can use and play around with it. So it's a great opportunity for you to get creative. Some people want minimalism, and we can do that and just really highlight the actual photograph. We can play around and do some funny things like this. As you can see, here is another one of cutting of the cake, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pictures, and we can have a verse or your vows or something like that. So we can play around. There are so many options. As you sit down, we can work with you, talk with you, and the important thing is to have fun. And as I said, we can go back into our source and we can add a whole lot. But we also have access to a variety of pre-canned templates. It will come up here. Sorry about that. It's letting me come because I've got something else up. But I have access to a variety of pre-designed wedding albums that top photographers are used. So there's so many different options for you. Just get creative. Let's enjoy it. And again, I'll send you a draft. I want you to look at it carefully. If you need a bigger size, we can use You Send It and send you the actual full size image so you can look at it and make sure you are happy. And we can go back multiple times. Now, another restriction I should bring to you is if the size of the actual finished picture. That can be a restriction. If you have a very big page, we may not be able to use a picture to cover the full page. Things like that I'm going to make you aware of as we go along. Some people like to submit their own pictures. Realize all of them are very low resolution, and it really restricts how big I can make those. And I do put a disclaimer. If you want to use some of your own pictures, there are disclaimer. I prefer to stay with my own, but obviously some people like to add. They will be of a different quality. I will do my best to make them as high quality as I can, but they are of a lower resolution. They are not the same. Any questions? Just contact me. Again, let's do this as a partnership together so we develop the perfect album that you're totally happy with. And it can be a contemporary design with a white background, black background, various colors. It can be an image in the background. There are so many things. But let's have fun together and let's build something that you're truly going to enjoy.